Hey, our last news story. Our last news story is
Valve.
sorry, what?
It's Valve.
It's Valve. Valve
They're
is out
coming.
here banning all Steam games that force players to watch advertisements. Valve has implemented new rules around advertising, explicitly prohibiting games that force players to watch in-game ads. The new rules from Valve, available online and first reported by Gaming on Linux, confirm that whilst cross-promotion and product placement are permitted, games that force players to watch or engage with advertising in order to play are not. Nor should developers use advertising as a way to provide value to players, such as giving players rewards for watching or engaging with advertising in their game. I'll read the rest in a minute, but yeah, fuck this phone game
Mhm.
bullshit. Good on Valve. Good on 'em.
Uh, an interesting side effect of this is that some games that have been toying with the idea of doing things like oh, can we put in-game banner ads that update when advertisers pay us money?
Mhm.
Steam, as such a massive force, has effectively nipped that concept in the bud by making this policy change because no major developer is stupid enough to put a thing in their game that will make it so it can't release on Steam unless they have some exclusive deal to not be on Steam.
Right.
And similarly, RuneScape, as we spoke about earlier, has had a major controversy in the last couple weeks because there was something toyed around with in a survey that they sent out about adding in-game ads
Mhm.
to RuneScape as part of lowering your subscription price to the premium content in the game.
Mhm.
Uh, and there was just a massive upset about that. And that's not going to happen now for sure. Not only because people are upset, but because they're on Steam and they really want to stay on Steam.
Yes. Well, I feel like if you are not on Steam, it just kneecaps you. Like, I know so many people
Yeah,
who didn't play Alan Wake 2 because it's on Epic Game Store. Like, I
yeah.
feel
I mean,
like,
part of the reason I didn't.
yes, well, I mean, you have an Xbox, play there. It's a good game.
Yeah,
It's
I
a good
gotta
game.
turn it on.
Um, people, I think, like, the only reason I use my Xbox these days is to literally just play Game Pass games on my television.
I have repurchased games that I have on my Xbox for my PC. So I just didn't want to get that. I don't
Yep.
want to do that.
Yeah, I get it. Um, Going forward, Valve says developers should not use paid advertising as a business model in their games, such requiring players to watch or engage with advertising in order to play or gating gameplay behind advertising. If your game's business model relies on advertising on other platforms, you will need to remove those elements before shipping on Steam. Some options you could consider include switching to a single purchase paid app or making your game free to play with optional upgrades sold via microtransactions or DLC. Well, so yeah. Um I think this is good. We don't need this phone game bullshit on
Yep.
Steam. I think that
It's preemptively vaporized an entire market of like shovelware developers.
I think that Steam already has a massive shovelware bullshit problem, and you
Totally
don't
does.
need to make it worse.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, if I did not have a bunch of filters built into the Steam store for myself, it would just be it's just filled with crap. Just
I
piles
don't
and
have a
piles
bunch of
of
filters
oh,
filled with
and
crap.
yeah, I bet it is just probably a giant mountain of pig shit.
Yeah, there's
Uh,
my recommended page like right on the front, and that's pretty good. And then you don't look anywhere else. Don't think about that.
yeah, my recommended page isn't too bad. Sometimes it's like weird. Like right now it's telling me metaphor. Okay, sure. Mortal Kombat 1? Sure. I'm the Gotham Knights? No. No, thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
everything's good until I get down to the actual like, okay, here's you can just look at lists of games, and then I get Sid 7, uh, Civilization 7, Door Kickers 2, Reality Breaks, and then Sex Girls with three X's, uh, and Kurage Life, which I can't see any of the screenshots of because they all contain mature content. And Big Helmet
You
Heroes. So like yeah, it's
you
filled with slop.
you should get getting some filters up and running, my man.
Yeah. You can't use that feature at all.
Oh, that's all right. Well, that's oh God.
Yep.
All these stores are cesspits. Like all of them.
Well,
Like
it's the effect of economic incentive. You if you develop something cheaply and you're able to make a return on your development costs and your
mhm.
time, you have no reason
Yeah,
not to make the slop.
well, yes. Like I understand from the developer standpoint, but like from Steam standpoint, like you don't get a benefit from having this on here. This does not
Absolutely
help
untrue.
you.
They get a massive
Uh,
benefit from having it on there. They get a portion of the sales of the slop.
who's buying this law? And
Enough
like,
people to make it economically worth selling.
oh God, that's so depressing.
If it's economically worth selling for trash developers, it's economically worth taking 30% of for Steam.
That's so depressing. Like, you know,
There's it's the same reason they had a gambling and stock markets on. It's totally bad for their reputation. It's bad for the platform. It's bad for everyone engaging with it. But makes Steam money. Makes Steam money, and it makes the people running it money.
I,
Uh,
and on Steam, I'm a little more accepting of it just because like they have really good filters and like there's a bunch of benefit and like the PC is kind of the Wild West, like fine. I'll suck it up
Yeah,
and deal with it.
tons of quality of life existing on
Yeah,
Steam to allow people to avoid this. And the reason that is because including that quality of life and allowing people to avoid it makes it so that they can continue engaging with letting it happen because it makes them money. And they
see,
don't want to stop it because they want the money still.
see where it doesn't make sense to me is like this is on the eShop and the PlayStation.
Hmm.
And like one of the big benefits of buying a console is like things are curated. Like you buy a
Yeah.
console because you know it works, and like most of the games for on it are going to meet a bare minimum level of quality. So like, but then I'll go on and the Nintendo Switch eShop or the PlayStation Store. There's much of a problem on the Xbox for some reason, and I don't know why.
Wrong. You just don't see it, but they're there.
Oh, they're there. Is
They're really good at
Microsoft?
not showing you, but you can absolutely purchase Hypersphere 2
I'm
on the Xbox and see awful game with just stolen assets. The main girl telling you things in the game is just stolen from an anime. It's they're there. They're just far less promoted by the Microsoft Store because the Microsoft Store is a lot better at curating things.
Yeah, okay, then fine. Do that. Dear fucking God, do that, please. I'm begging.
Yeah.
I'm begging you. Like, okay, fine. Well, I will come to this middle ground. If you like this money, I understand you like this money. Fine. I've accepted that.
Mhm.
I understand. They just do what Microsoft does, where you hide it, so I don't log into the goddamn eShop, and it's just like, here's the big titty anime game.
Such ubiquity can only be explained by positive effects for those who have the power to control its presence. And it's evident that all of the people that run a digital marketplace that sells video games make money when someone opens up their platform and there's just giant breasts thrust into their face immediately, and they are incentivized to make a poor decision with $8.
All right. That just God damn it. Just
Yeah,
just
and if you observe the changes in the trends of these kinds of games, before Steam allowed pornography, there was an era of the garbage game that was effectively YouTube clickbait for a video game. You would have Anime Girl Kills Hitler 3. There's no two other games, but the title being strange in and of itself, and it being $3 is the reason that people purchase it, and then they effectively just have $3 taken from them because this person purchased $200 worth of Unity assets like 3 years ago, and they've made 80 games with it that are all the same thing with like very minor changes and like minutes of gameplay available to them. And that was massive on Steam. And then they allowed adult content, and now it's all a ton of porn games. Those, as it turns out, make a bunch of money because people who are vulnerable to that exact same behavior of being willing to purchase something suddenly for like whatever are also totally willing to buy a porn game because they see it and they're like, I don't know. And like that same market of people is even more susceptible to this new thing. And so that's huge on Steam. And you can still see those things on things like the Switch, where you have these super low quality games that were just pumped out with like barely any effort and a micro budget of like $0.
I have exactly what I want to say on the screen right now. That's where I'm at.
Yep.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, you know, we live in a world that is a series of consequences from decisions made. And this is no different.
Just it's so depressing. Anyway, hey, if you still have the will to live, you should give us a follow and a like and a subscribe and keep this YouTube dream alive for us. We love you very much. We'll be back tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And yeah, have a good night, guys. Bye. We love you.
Bye.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.